Man, I'm feeling great. How about yourself?
I'm feeling really good. I can't complain. I mean, I could complain. It ain't gonna do much, but I could totally complain.
He said he could complain, but sound like my dad. My dad would always say, "I can complain, but guess what? Will anyone hear me
Right.
or know what I have to say?
Will anyone care? That's my thing. All right, so damn, I'm behind the table. How am I gonna fix that? I don't know yet, but I'll fix it. But anyway, go ahead and let's jump right into it. Tell people who you are and what you got going on.
Tell people who I am.
Who the hell are you? What do you think you should be
That is
on?
an experience in itself.
True that.
I just want to first and foremost say I'm grateful. First and foremost, thank God for this opportunity of being a part of history.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for being a part of just, like I said, what we're doing, and just everything that's going on with this world, to be honest with you. So I just want to first and foremost give you your flowers.
Appreciate it.
Because like I said, for you, for Mari, for a lot of the people that are behind the scenes, you don't get enough flowers. You don't get enough gratitude. And I at least want you to smell your flowers while you're alive and, smell your flowers while you're able to still truly appreciate while they still can. By the way, I do have a Red Bull and a water for you.
I appreciate it. I'll take a Red Bull now. I'm sorry, my wife was trying to hand it to me earlier, but I was like, back up, I'm interviewing.
Yes. Because once again, it's about radio etiquette. And
Right.
I've always learned that as a guest, as a guest that's being invited into someone's home, guess what you should do?
Bringing
Always.
gifts, yes. Most people don't.
No,
so
because
it's
they
okay.
don't
They
truly
weren't raised right.
Well, not only raised right, but they were not given the right proper treatment of understanding what's etiquette.
For sure. I'm
And
just joking.
it, like I said, everyone has their own ideologies and great. But for me, I grew up and I was a part of an industry and still part of an industry today where people truly need to understand how important it is to not only have etiquette, but also important to know how important it is to treat people the way you want to be treated.
For sure. Very important.
Especially yourself. If you don't treat yourself,
Treat yourself.
you got to treat yourself like
treat
you important.
yourself.
You got to treat yourself.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I didn't do that. But to stop going about the roundabout way to answer your question, I'm here today to not only be a part of the history with you, but to introduce myself and let people know who I am. Some people know me as Big Homie Quan. Some people know me as Quan Chandler. Some people know me as a variety of different names. Whether if you're close to me, whether if you're, an associate, enemy, hater, lover, like I said.
You ain't got no haters. Everybody love Big Homie Quan.
No. We all got haters. Trust me, and age does not matter about the haters.
True that.
But the thing is, it's not necessarily the hate, but it's about not having the conversation to understand. Because once again, when you're not truly embracing, and understanding anything and everything, then guess what you're going to continue to do? Like history does.
Mm-hmm.
It always repeats itself over and over again. And like you're doing, like Mari's doing, like we're all doing, we're history making. We're not just trying to just be a part of history. We're trying to make history. So to go even further about myself and why I'm here today, I'm here because I really want people to really value not just what we're doing here in Los Angeles, because I know this is going down in LA, but the work that I'm a part of, the work that I've done in the past, it's great that, we've all done some great things in the past. Mm-hmm. But what makes this opportunity special is what we're doing going forward. Because, Deon, you're going to do something great going forward from these 80 hours. Mari, you're going to do something great going forward from these 80-hour plus. Like, forget now just 80 hours. This is 80-hour plus. Like, you can literally make this a whole streaming service now. Like, 80-hour plus. Like, anything you put plus on, guess what?
Right.
It's a streaming service.
Right. Well, I'm definitely enjoying doing it. We're 72 hours in, pushing up on our 73rd hour, which leaves me with 7 hours left to talk to you. I got DJ Spot coming up. We also got a segment of a block of classic rock coming from John Hopkins, an interview from Jet Black Jess James, who's a independent artist out of Vallejo, California, but has been traveling promoting his music. We got an interview from J Moon Smash, who I have forgotten what he does or she does, but it's a new person that I reached out. Is it reached out? Yes. I reached out to I don't know. For some reason, I was like, wrenched? What is it?
So you wrenched around?
I wrenched around. I reached out to him. No, I reached out. It just doesn't sound right, or it's just not coming off of my sleepy tongue. But yeah, I reached out to people that I hadn't met before, and J-Moon Smash is one. So I'm looking forward to finding out what J-Moon Smash has going on. And then after that, the cream, the cherry on the top of this whole event is going to be the BMCs performing, who I am a new fan of. Shout out to 𝐁𝐢𝐠 Warren, I believe is her last name. I call her Jelly or Jello Quake.
Okay.
And she introduced me to them. She's somebody I worked with when we were doing comedy sketches, and she was like, yeah, have you heard of the BMCs? I was like, no. She said, you should look them up. So I looked them up on YouTube. I was like, holy shit, these guys are dope. They sound like they don't sound like the Fugees, but it's three members like the Fugees, and they spit real hip hop. So anybody who does that is going to sound like the Fugees, but their voices aren't the same. But anyway, I listened to the music. I really liked it. I immediately started playing it, not just during this event, just like in my cars during the show, during my other shows. And then I saw that they had the Instagram, so I just reached out on Instagram. Hey, I'm doing this event. Would you guys like to be a part of it? He was like, yes, we would. One of the main members was like, yes, we'd love to be a part of it, but unfortunately, we're going to be in Germany at the time. I was like, no problem. You guys can do it through video call. He was like, oh, perfect. We'll do it through video call. And I was like, it's just an interview. He was like, look, we'll be back in town, Sunday. So can we come Monday? I was like, hell yeah. They were like, okay, what time Monday can we come? I said, well, I'm done at 8. They were like, well, can we do 7? I was like, perfect. So the shit just works out perfectly sometimes.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm sorry to be so long-winded. I should be talking to you about what you got going on. Let's get into it.
Trust me, you're not being long-winded at all. If anything, hey, it's like we're catching up with everything.
We're chopping.
And also too, even the funnier part was about how you were talking about reaching out, and I can say this for a few people about the process and how a lot of this behind the scenes was working for people like me and you, and man, it was that opportunities like this don't come often.
No.
And whenever you bring up someone like yourself to anyone else, they may not know you, but just the opportunity to even have this platform and what it means to not just myself, what it means not just to, anyone, just Los Angeles, Southern California, but all over the world. It's really about making sure we're all understanding how important it is to really connect with one another about what we're doing, what we're doing in this world, and how we're going about it and what we're doing to really, do better. I know personally for me, one of the things I've been working on right now is I've been working on myself.
Thanks for the Red
Bulls. You definitely welcome. You're definitely welcome. And one of the things I've been doing as I've been working on myself is I've really been looking at how to direct what I'm doing with my purpose. A lot of times people don't get the opportunity to really get a chance to look at themselves in the mirror. And one of the things that I've been doing, and I talked to Mario about this, and it's so crazy. I feel like I was getting interviewed by both of you at like different times, like a private, and then like when Mario's like, it was more like we got caught up on friend stuff and everything.
Right.
But one of the things that I stress to people is that you have an opportunity every single day to do something with your life. And there's some people that are, in ICU right now. There's some people that are literally not even functioning at the capabilities that they were born with or even given.
For sure.
And we're here. We're alive. We're actually making history with this kind of platform. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure that even, no matter how this interview may keep going, is that one of the things that I love about having these opportunities is don't you talk about not necessarily what my past has been, because that's great about my past. And one of the things that they always teach you in therapy is that your past is like a beautiful library. You
I like
know,
that. I like
beautiful books. You know, you wrote them. You wrote all the chapters. You already know what certain books say on. It's like you know all of them. But
Right.
now it's about how do you take yourself to another level? Like, what does that look like?
Right.
And for me, what that looks like right now is I'm in school right now. About to, get my master's pretty soon.
What's your major?
Business demographics.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes, business demographics.
That's
More
what's up.
and more or less on the psychology of it, and just going based on how do you see things, or how are things perceived to see things in the world. And a lot of times we don't know, and we don't realize how a lot of our colors, a lot of words, a lot of things really play into that. So for me personally, I'm loving it. I'm loving this opportunity.
Well, welcome to 80 Hours of Madness, man. We definitely love having you here for sure.
Yes. Definitely excited about that. Definitely excited.
Yeah. So let's get into it a little bit more. Let's talk about what you do. What's your the many things. Let's start down this list.
The many things I do, whether if it's from marketing, whether if it's from, and when I say marketing, that could be marketing from non-social media and social media.
Nice.
I feel like marketing, for a lot of people, they think so low of marketing when marketing is in everything we do.
Yes. I hate it. I don't think lowly of it. I just hate it. I just want to be able to make art and then people look my art up. I don't want to have to promote it.
But that's the fun part.
No,
that's the fun part. That's the fun part for me, because then you now get to reach out to different crowds and audiences, and you get to really have people from not necessarily just your typical genre or your typical places really appreciate your art, And so for me, I love marketing. I love it. I always had a fascination for it, because once again, when you think about the way things are promoted from, it doesn't matter if it's Red Bull, what if it's the jersey I'm wearing, what if it's from, it doesn't matter. You are the person making the marketing work. And a lot of times people don't understand. It's not necessarily, just who has it. It's how many people have it.
Yes.
And how do you affect not just your standard, but also how do you affect now other demographics that may not even know that this is related to cultural stuff. They just may like it because you just have a dope ass design.
Right.
And marketing for me doesn't matter. For me, currently, I'm marketing, right now I'm marketing for a few people. I would say the particular people I'm marketing for right now, there's two brands. They're called Cherry Cheeks and Bay Productions. Shout out to Chantel, shout out to Cherry. They're both involved with plus size modeling. They're both involved with plus size, fashion shows and just fashion shows, period. They were actually just featured at the LA Fashion Show when they had that fashion show out here. So they were a part of that. And then also, too, they have an event called Curvy Karaoke that they do once a month. And so,
karaoke, that's dope.
yes. And so the next event is June 6th. So definitely excited about that. Because also, too, that night as well, they're going to have a game show involved as well. So it's not only going to be karaoke, but it's going to be a karaoke game show and a game show. So it's going to be a whole event. A whole event. So I'm excited. But for those in the know, yes, I will be celebrating my birthday at Curvy Karaoke. The day will be determined soon, but for those who will be there, you'll get your invitation.
Sick.
Because it ain't for everybody.
Sick.
Because I'm not for everybody.
No. No, he's not.
Not for everybody. But other work I'm doing right now, I'm working on ASMR work. And the ASMR work that I'm working on right now is called BHQ ASMR. And I really wanted to focus on how do you stimulate yourself every single day? Do you stimulate yourself through whatever means? Are you stimulating yourself through media? Are you stimulating yourself through, happiness? Are you how do you find your stimulation? How do you find your frequency? How do you find your purpose? How do you find who you are. And so I've been working on that with a lot of different things. If you follow my page, King BHQ Official, that is KINGBHQ OFFICIAN. I'm sorry, ICIAL. Yes, that is. Official is a tricky word sometimes. Official is a tricky word.
ICI.
Yes, ICIAL. And so yeah, I've been posting a lot of things called Mungawa Monday.
Wait. What?
Mungawa?
Is that that's
Swahili
for
gentlemen.
Bro, I don't know how, but I knew that. How did I know that?
I don't know.
I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that.
Well, and also too, the tattoo on this arm. There we go. The tattoo on this arm. You know, hey, we don't play about that word. You know, that's actually a quick story about that. My mom told me when I got my first tattoo, she said, "You better not get nothing like your brother," because my brother decided to get some certain tattoos. So she's like,
gang tattoos.
Yes. So
I know we in LA.
So she said, boy, if you're going to get tattooed, get something that's going to represent you and represent, what, you are, not just anything. So the first two tattoos I got were gentlemen. That's on my inside bicep right here. Mm-hmm. And then on my left bicep, I got 𝐁𝐸𝐤, which is K. Let me see if I can, there we go. 𝐁𝐸𝐿.
What is that one?
𝐁𝐸𝐤 means the warrior in Hawaiian.
That's what I knew it was Hawaiian, but I didn't know what it meant.
Yes, the warrior. And then also there's other synonyms, the brave one and other things. But every tattoo, even the future ones I plan on getting, are meaningful.
They all mean something.
Yeah. And I stress that to everyone when it comes down to, especially when it comes to marketing, because not everyone is going to really understand that when you're marketing to people, you don't get opportunities where you get to expose your tattoos. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes when you may go to certain industries, certain companies, not everyone's going to be accepting of tattoos. Not everyone's going to be accepting of facial tattoos. Not everyone's going to be accepting of these certain things, not because of their mentality, but because when you're talking about working with people of all kinds, if you want to be in a certain industry, then you have to understand that you have to build yourself up to the etiquette, to the understanding of what it needs to be done to be a part of that. You can't have you can't have facial tattoos and then try your best to be involved with a lot of things that are corporate America, unless, guess what, you build yourself up from your own bootstraps. And there's some people that are out there that's like that. Wall Street Trapper is one of them. He's a dope dude on Instagram. Dope dude when it comes down to stats.
Wait, what was his name again?
Wall Street Trapper.
Wall Street Trapper. Oh, that's a dope ass name. Does he do stuff with Wall Street?
Yes, he does.
Okay, perfect.
He does stocks and everything.
Dope. I'd like to meet that dude.
Definitely would love to meet that dude. And then also too, there's 3 gentlemen. I'm forgetting their name. Literally forgetting their name because the Wall Street Trapper came from their brand. I'm literally forgetting. I can see their faces right now, but I'm literally forgetting their name. But, oh goodness, I'll remember their names later. I do apologize for that.
It's all good.
Definitely apologize for that. But they're all
I
about.
can look it up real quick if you want.
Yes.
What should I look up?
You should look up the Wall Street Trapper, and then you'll see You'll see the 2 gentlemen. It's 2 gentlemen. They're both from New York. Both seasoned gentlemen. They have a similar haircut to you, sir. I'm not going to say you're bald, but I'm going to say that you clean. You're clean. You clean because you're not bald. There's still the hair right there, but the fact that you are clean, even after 73.5 going on to 74 hours, I can respectfully say you still looking clean. But for me and my hair. I try to make it happen. I try.
I see. I got the Instagram, but it just says helping everyday people freedom market. I don't see any names. Hold on.
Goodness, their name is literally gonna hit me. This is one of my anxiety moments. That's it's crazy.
No about me either. Hold on, let me see.
Oh goodness, literally forgot their name. I should have remembered their name first before the Wall Street Trapper. The Wall Street Trapper stood out to me the most because, like I said, just $1 million a game, $1 million a game. Yep.
That's what?
Hold on, it's oh goodness.
Anyway, it's all good. Well,
yes, it's all good.
Shout out to the Wall Street Trappers.
Yes, shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But getting back to what I was talking about with BHQ SMR and marketing, so I'm doing a lot of multi-marketing as well. So what I'm also learning as well this. So one of the things I work off a platform called Splice. I work off a platform called PixArt. And one of the things I've been noticing about content creating, because I know that we're living in the age of content creating. We're living in the age of a lot of people creating content, whether if it's for, OnlyFans, whether if it's for cooking shows. Everyone's making content. And so content is not the same as just making, your normal video. It's almost in layers where you really understand the full process. Earn your leisure. That's the name of the gentleman. Earn your leisure.
Okay.
That is their names. Earn your leisure. I told you I was going to remember it. Once my anxiety kind of woosah.
Right.
Earn your leisure. Those are the gentlemen. Earn your leisure.
Okay. And I want to go because we don't have a lot of time, and I don't want to waste this time. I want to talk more about you and give your social medias first, and then let's talk about what you're looking for when people contact you. Like, what would help you move forward with what you're doing?
No problem. Once again, my Instagram is 𝐁𝐢𝐠 official, and that is spelled OFF. Here we go, Deon. ICI.
ICI
AL. And then also
you gotta do it like a song.
Yeah.
That ICI
AFL. And then just doing TikTok, but just for fun. Nothing real serious. Nothing, But I would say the social media you can contact on me most would be Instagram until further notice, because I will be starting my YouTube page pretty soon. I will be starting a lot of different content, and actually that's also too about the future of what we're doing. I really feel like the future of this work that we're doing in content creating, especially for what you're doing, is it's really going to be on the platforms of YouTube, Telegram, just platforms that really give people the freedom of content. And I know sometimes with Instagram, I know sometimes with Meta in particular, it's great for the platforms that already are established, but for the consistent independent people, for those who are, always trying to, not be just limited to what music you can play or I really feel like for those, it's going to be Twitch, it's going to be YouTube, it's going to be even X, it's going to be Telegram, it's going to be YouTube, it's going to be these platforms that are of the future. There's many other ones that are growing too. As well, that have that kind of relatable message with their platform for content. But I truly believe when it comes down to the future of what we're going to be involved in when it comes to marketing, I really believe it's going to be about how is your content and how does your content layer out. And so that's the part about me that I'm working on. How do you layer content out? Because if you're recording 80 hours, you're going to need some highlights. You're going to need some of this. It's almost like cooking some good food. I feel like for 80 hours, Deon, you have been cooking some amazing food.
Yes.
So now.
Gumbo. There's a pot of gumbo.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Jambalaya, fried chicken, black eyed peas, cornbread. I feel like you really have been taking your time for these 80 hours on making something special.
For sure.
And so after these 8 hours, you're going to have highlights. You're going to have you're going to have viral moments. And that's all a part of content creating that people don't understand. It's not necessarily about, getting just the best photo. It's okay, how do you get the behind the scenes? How do you get this? How do you get that? And that's where I come in with my work, because now I get to dissect the experience.
Right.
Content creating, for those who are watching, content creating is about the experience you give people. It's not just about the money you can make. It's about the experience you give people.
Right.
Because the experience you give people is what is the same mentality of a McDonald's, of a Disneyland, of a WWE, of a ESPN, because guess what they're trying to do? They're not just trying to give you what they're known for. They're trying to give you experiences. They're trying to give you things that are going to make you feel like you're either being nostalgic or in the moment with them.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's missing on your meta platforms and platforms out there that don't do enough or are just limited based on the deals and things that they have in place. I feel like that's what's missing with the everyday experience, and why I feel like content creating is not about your age, because you can be, 90 years old making content,
Right.
but it's about how do you distribute it? How do you break it down? How do you feed the people? Because guess what? With all that content, guess what you got to do after these 80 hours, Deon? You got to now feed the people little by little on, okay, this viral moment, this moment. And yeah, it may not be, easy, but guess what? It's going to market you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to definitely talk to Mariana about working with you and see if we can, just network on some ideas on how to promote this to make it bigger for the next time, and how to make it easier on me, because I ain't staying up 80 hours again anytime soon. Not anytime soon, that's for sure.
I'll just say, hey, if you want some more help, hey,
we will.
I am down. I'm down to I'm down for it. Even it's funny too. Even the jersey that I'm wearing right now, I don't know if you could peep it. Nipsey Hussle on this patch and others. Just give a quick shout out to the Jersey Way, Craig Thomas, bro. I'm telling you now, Deon, you and Mari got to get some jerseys from this man.
Okay.
Because he makes custom, he makes authentic, he makes one-of-a-kind jerseys. And the jersey I have on today is a one-of-a-kind Nipsey Hussle jersey.
Dope.
It has all the NBA patches. It has the logo. Even at the bottom, it has the Mitchell and Ness stats for Nipsey Hussle.
Sick, okay.
So
dope. All right. Before I let you go, I want to invite you to hang out. You can hang out, and if there's any other open slots, I can throw you back in. We can talk more about what you do. If something opens up or someone's running late, I can throw you back in and talk to you more.